Let's talk about The Acolyte Season 1, well, the only season of this. As with The Acolyte, it's about an investigation into a crime spree, pits a Jedi Master against a dangerous warrior from his past. And I know, The Acolyte gets a lot of unnecessary hate, but I got to admit, I did really enjoy this series. As with this series, it is set at the end of the High Republic era that takes place about 100 years before A Phantom Menace. As there is a bit of a mystery going on with the Jedi trying to investigate it, as there is someone killing Jedi. And what this series did, I just found super fascinating. And I have to say, the High Republic era is something that really interests me. It was super interesting to see a project that was set not in the Skywalker saga. As in a way, this felt like a breath of fresh air within the Star Wars universe. Exploring a new era, introducing all these new characters, as it does have a very interesting mystery. And with that, this does have an amazing cast. And I gotta say, honestly, the best one who stole the show was Manny Jacinto as the Stranger, Quamir. As with how his character was, Quamir, the Stranger, the reveal and all that, the stuff he did, the dude was a menace. But yeah, he ended up becoming one of the coolest, badass Star Wars characters there is. And there was just a lot of stuff that interested me about this series, along with the characters. As we know, with the twins, there was a bit of a mystery with the Force with them. As we also do get introduced to new witches. And with this, as well as with Star Wars, the Force continues to work in mysterious ways, which continues with this. And another thing with this that interests me is that it shows how flawed the Jedi can be. We saw glimpses of that throughout the prequel trilogy and throughout the Clone Wars, and it continued to do this as there are some decisions that Jedi might make that pretty much wasn't Jedi worthy, but it still shows how cocky the Jedi can be. And with what this series does with the Sith is pretty interesting because at this point the Sith is believed to be extinct for thousands of years. Or are they? As with the Sith, you have the Sith Master, the Apprentice, and the Acolyte, who is pretty much the apprentice to the apprentice, but kind of in secret. So much for the rule of two. But with this series, it did feel like it had a little bit of a medieval type feel to it, as we're seeing the Jedi be part of the High Table in a way. As it also includes some stuff that is like leading into the prequel trilogy, and I thought all that was done very well. And one thing with this series is that with episode 5 and the final episode, episode 8, it does include some of the best live action lightsaber fights, as those lightsaber fights were just epic. Like with the Acolyte, I do believe that there was just a lot more potential with this. And it is just disappointing that we're not getting a season 2. Save the Acolyte! Because with what this season introduced, what this season did, it expanded the Star Wars universe much more. Overall, with the Acolyte, this was a super underrated series and I wish they would do more. I hope they somehow bring it back because I would love to see a lot of these characters again. I would love to see more of the Stranger, and it will be interesting to see more drama within the Jedi Order. Overall, I have to admit, I really love this series. But have you seen The Acolyte? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.